Welcome back to the Departure Lounge. Today I'm joined by Marilyn Conroy, Executive Vice President of Business Development for Riviera Travel, where she leads the company's growth strategy in North America. Marilyn is a seasoned cruise executive with an impressive career across luxury lines like Cunard, Crystal, and Silversea before joining Riviera in 2019. She's known for championing strong advisor relationships, solo traveler initiatives, and value-driven cruising that challenges the fully inclusive norm. Under her leadership, Riviera has doubled its growth year over year in the US and Canada. Rebranded under the wider Riviera Travel name, opened a flagship Fort Lauderdale office, and is preparing to debut two new ships in 2025. These are called the Riviera Radiance and the Riviera Rose. Marilyn, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Stephen. Pleasure to be here.
Where are you joining us from today?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Awesome. I know you've spent a career with some of the most iconic cruise lines before coming to Riviera. What's been the most surprising and refreshing change for you in leading this brand in North America?
Well, it's completely different. Before, I was always in the blue water ocean cruise business, but river cruising is completely different. The vessels are much, much smaller. We only take Riviera only takes 167 passengers, whereas the ocean liners tend to take more, although the companies I represented and worked with were not considered large ships. But what I like with the river cruising is the way that the vessels actually take you to the destination. You get right into the heart of the country, you dock downtown, you get off the boat, there's no lines, there's no waiting. It literally is like a floating hotel.
That's amazing. So it's a lot different because, when I think of cruises in the past, and you even told me right before this call, when I think of cruises, I'm thinking of those big cruise lines that everybody goes on, and yeah, they have to stop at ports and then they get off and go. But you're saying these are like right in the heart of
Completely
where.
different. I mean, if you look at, the trend right now, you take a very, very successful company in the blue water business of Royal Caribbean. I mean, their ships go up to, I think it's 6,000 passengers. So the ship is the destination.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously they do go to nice places, but quite often the ship is the destination. Whereas with the river cruising, it's the transportation. The vessels themselves are beautiful. We've got, all the bells and whistles, beautiful food, great service.
Hmm.
We have facilities on board like a water element, little golf putting green, but we don't have massive like ice skating rinks or water slides for the children. It's very, very much like being on a boutique hotel, upscale boutique hotel that sails from city to city every day. Because it's like the old fashioned touring, whereas you do a different country sometimes in a couple of days, but you're packing and unpacking only once. You're in a really nice environment where everything's included, your meals, your shore excursions with Riviera, your alcoholic beverages. So it's a completely different experience from one of these bigger vessels or bigger companies.
And tell us more about the cruise lines that you guys offer and maybe what are some of your favorites.
Well, we go to all of the 10 main European waterways. We've come out with a couple of new programs this year. One of them is what we call our grand tours, and that's where you combine, we're the only company that does this, it combines a week on land, it could be in Italy, looking at the Italian lakes, with a week on a river cruise. So we can offer a 2-week vacation if you like the best of both worlds. We have theme cruises, many different theme cruises, be it gastronomy or architecture, history. So it's if you have a client that's particularly interested in any one of those areas, then there's a tailor-made program for them. The majority of our cruises actually go from 5 nights to 29 nights. Primarily, the shorter cruises are Christmas markets, where we go to all of the beautiful Christmas markets in Europe. very, very popular, believe it or not. So
Mhm.
those, of course, are in December. And then we go to the Dutch Fields in Amsterdam at the beginning of the year. So we cover really all of the 10 main European waterways.
Sounds like a big variety, you guys.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then, like I said, the duration, the majority of our cruises are 7 nights, but we do have 14 nighters and 10 nighters. And as I said, brand new for 2026 are the grand tours, which combines the best of what's on land and what's at sea
Okay.
along the rivers.
You've been in this industry, you said, for years, right?
But yesterday, 40 plus.
40 plus. Can tell. So what did you do before this, or has this been a lifelong career for you, and how did you get into it?
It's been a lifelong career. I mean, I was asked. I'd come from England originally, and I did a short stint for a hotel company in the UK many years ago. And Cunard Line headhunted me to come to North America because at that point they had ships and hotels. They used to have about 8 different hotels in the Caribbean and in London. They used to have the Ritz Hotel in London, company product like that. So they asked me to come to North America for the hotel division, and then I very shortly jumped over to the shipping division. So that started my career in the shipping business, and that's really what I've always been involved with. But you have to understand, river cruising really hasn't come into its own until the last probably 20 years, maybe a little bit more than that now, 25 years.
Okay.
It's relatively new, but it is the fastest growing segment of the travel business. Even companies like the Royal Caribbean, the big ocean liners, are now merging into and getting into river cruising because it's such a popular thing to do. When you've been on many ocean cruises, you kind of say, well, where's next? And we always joke that the ocean cruises take our clients to the country, whereas river cruises takes us to the destination. So it was really a lovely rounding out for me. And quite frankly, when I first got involved with Riviera, I was so impressed with the company and its price value proposition and the way they listened and wanted to expand in North America, because Riviera Travel's been in business for 41 years in the UK, and they're the market leader in river cruising. Nobody outsells them. They're a household name in
Yeah.
river cruising in the UK. So when I was asked to help launch them in North America, it was a wonderful challenge. And the beauty is that they've listened, because the North American passengers do have different requirements to the British passengers. So now Riviera has evolved, and we're satisfying both sides of the pond, so to speak.
Yeah, that's great. You recently moved into the new role as EVP of Business Development in North America.
Right.
So, what key areas are you focusing on right now in Riviera
Well,
to
developing new sources of business, basically relationships with accounts that we hitherto haven't been able to have a proactive relationship with. But now that we've gained so much popularity in North America and we're winning awards and accolades all over the place, so basically to establish relationships with those companies that previously weren't particularly interested in working with us because we weren't offering anything different. Whereas now, I mean, you just take our solo, the way we look after solos. The solo market has grown 40% over the past 3 years. We are the only company that offers upfront dedicated departures exclusively for the solo traveler. We don't use this as a tactical promotion. A lot of cruise companies say, oh, we've removed our single supplement on these departures and that departures. It's a tactical promotion if the departure's soft. We go out up front and say, okay, 2025, 2026, these departures are for singles only. There's no double occupancy supplement. Every single cabin has no single supplement. And to be announced on September the 17th. So I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but we're going to be announcing that we have a year-round ship exclusively for the solo traveler. Not just 55 departures as we have this year and next, but
Yeah.
a year-round ship, the George Eliot.
Oh, that's cool.
Year-round. Nobody else has that.
That,
That's
yeah,
the
that
first.
that's unique. Yeah, yeah, I have not heard of that.
No,
So,
you won't, because I'm jumping. My PR people will probably, if they see this before the 17th, they'll strangle me. But oh well. Stand in line.
uh, for your job before, were you traveling a lot, and now do you do a lot less
Well,
travel? Like,
I'm doing yeah, it's probably similar. I just go to different places. Before, I was specifically responsible for working with, on a day-to-day basis, our sales directors. We have a new EVP of sales, Eric Schmidt, a very seasoned gentleman. He's been with a luxury ocean cruise liner directing their sales department. Now he's come over with all to Riviera and is able to add a lot to our portfolio with the sales directors. He's young, enthusiastic, techie, and he can really give them the support that they need. So I'm doing more business development.
okay. Well, looking back at the lines that you work with, it was Cunard, Crystal, and Silversea. What lessons did you learn from those brands that still influence what you do now at Riviera?
Well, we've always been, or I personally have always been agent centric. I've never underestimated the value of our travel partners.
Mm,
Companies that did, there's a couple of them, aren't around anymore. So my mantra has always been to be supportive of the travel agency partners that we have.
okay.
And that grows not only with the way we do business, the way we pay our commission, the way we make it easy to work with us. We have a brand new e-learning center, so agents can become very, very knowledgeable on Riviera and get a certificate to prove it. But we have a new website, which is much, much more user friendly. We pay commissions before departure. We have a phenomenal group policy. We're just extremely travel agency friendly, and that's always been my mantra. And that's something I learnt throughout my career: is you support the people that support you. And I think I'm known personally as being very supportive of the travel agency community throughout my career, and I don't anticipate that would ever change.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I talked to an agent recently that was talking specifically about the commission issue, and it's great that you guys actually pay that up front right before the trip. So
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
I mean, they've worked hard. Why not?
Yeah, they brought you the business, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. You
Yeah,
know, and I like to work proactively with agents, developing group business. I don't mind going out and finding the business and handing it over to them, because it's a relationship.
yeah, definitely. Riviera is known for offering strong value rather than going the fully inclusive route. How do you explain that model to a lot of
Well, actually,
US
we
travelers?
do include, we are the most inclusive of the upper premium lines. We are, in fact, the most inclusive of any of the upper premium river cruise lines. We're the only upper premium line to offer not only wine, beer, and soft drinks with lunch and dinner, but an open bar, virtually an open bar. Next year, it's from 10 a.m. until midnight. This year it's from 6 p.m. until midnight. Other premium lines offer a happy hour. We offer a happy 6 hours or a happy day.
Okay, okay.
In terms of shore excursions, other lines, some include a choice of shore excursions, some include one shore excursion.
Mm,
We include in the price a choice of shore excursions, as well as other shore excursions they can purchase if they want to at a nominal cost. All our meals are included. We have an alternative restaurant. There's no charge for dining there. So of all of the upper premium lines, we are the most inclusive. We offer the best value proposition in the business. And that is one of the reasons why our bookings have just skyrocketed over the past year when we became so inclusive. We truly offer
Yeah.
tremendous value for money. And it's important to note the product itself, the hardware. Our boats are built and operated by Skiller of Switzerland, which is a preeminent boat builder in Europe. So we have beautiful hardware. Our cabins, the standard French balcony on a longship is 183 square feet. If a consumer or an agent were to take a look at our friendly competitors, you see we stack up very, very well. In many, many cases, our standard cabins are larger than our competitors. So I'm very proud of the Riviera product. As you can see, at the risk of sounding arrogant, I don't know why anybody would book anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing. I think, especially like US travelers who come from like other, there's going to be a lot of people on this podcast that are US travelers. So the people that are coming from those big cruise lines to hear like all those upgrades on what they may have seen on other cruise lines is like, oh, you guys do that, but you do it a step above or many steps above. So very
Exactly. I mean, when you think about it, at the largest ship we take, well, the largest one is the Radiance, which was just launched this year. She's primarily on the Danube. She launched in June. She takes 178 guests. That's the largest, but the other long ships are 167, and of course on the Douro they're smaller because the Douro is such a narrow river. But I wanted just to touch back on the vessels themselves in terms of the hardware. I mentioned we
yeah.
lease our ships from Skiller, but they also handle the onboard food, the onboard service, and Skiller is also used by one of our luxury competitors. So we are able to offer a tremendous product. People say to me, well, if you're that good, how can you do it at such a great price? It's a couple of reasons. A lot of the other river cruise companies, in fact, nearly all of them that are significant players in North America, spend a lot of money marketing directly to the consumer. We don't. We market to the consumer through our travel partners.
Mm.
So consumer marketing, when you're doing TV ads and things like that, that's expensive. Who pays for it? The consumer, because it goes on the ticket cost. Because we are so travel agency centric, we're able to keep our costs down, yet provide a significantly superior product.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
one of the reasons.
that makes a lot of sense. I was going to dive more into that, but you already covered it because that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. So that's interesting. You guys have a strategy like that because I would say that, maybe other people won't find you in an ad, but through agents that they're working through, they're going to
That's
come
right.
around. They're like, oh, this is an
Yeah.
option for you. So
And also, it was a real strategic move because North America is probably the hardest market to break into. Anybody thinks they can just throw a ship in North America, it takes at least 5 years. We've only just started to see the results of our activities, and it's been nearly 7 years. But COVID, I think, whacked us all back 2 years. So in reality, we've only been actively marketing for the 5 years, but we made a conscious decision in the UK to keep the profit margins minimal
mhm.
in order to attract and gain attention to the fact that we are able to offer this price value. Our markup is relatively low,
Okay.
just to get the word out that Riviera is such a good product. And it's working because we're now getting past passengers. We're getting word of mouth. We're getting a lot more mentions on Facebook and LinkedIn, etc., because the word is out there that we are a great product at a great price and the most inclusive out there.
Yeah.
in that market segment.
So, how does your strategy work with onboarding these travel agents to learn about Riviera and start recommending it to their customers?
Yes, and that, of course, is a key element to our success. Well, as I said, we just launched, literally, I think it was the end of April, an online e-learning center. It's about a 4.5 hour course. It talks about all the rivers, what's unique in the rivers, what's unique about our itineraries, because our itineraries are not cookie cutter. We tweak them to give a much, much more immersive experience to our clients, and I can go into that if you want in a minute. So we have this e-learning center. We have a really good now web page, which was a website which was just launched a couple of weeks ago. We have always done, since our inception 7 years ago, a lot of webinars, and I would encourage agents to participate in our webinars because we cover not just the product, but we take certain topics like how to develop group business or an in-depth dive into a certain river. So I encourage our travel partners to always participate in our webinars. From time to time, we do familiarization cruises. We give away fan trips on these webinars to encourage the agents to participate and listen to the webinar. And as a reward, if you like, they get entered into a drawing for a fan trip. So it's threefold, really. It's experiencing the product live if they can, which is obviously always desirable, but it's by going out, having an interest and doing the e-learning course and participating in our webinars. And, we do pay high commissions. Even if agents aren't associated with the particular host agents, our commission structure is good. And of course, when you work with a certain host suppliers, then it gets even better.
Okay. Aside from the travel agents, do you have any other partnerships right now that are driving growth that you're excited about?
Well, we do have a few charters which are from independent companies. They're always desirable to work with, so we get business from there. But we only market to English-speaking countries, so our only marketing is North America, and the UK, and a little bit in Australia. English is the only language spoken on board.
Okay.
That's important to note because some lines will give you other languages.
Yeah, I think that's important too for targeting North America.
Yeah.
And when we're talking about this new push that you guys are having in North America, what do you see resonating the most with US customers?
Again, I have to. Well, it's the itineraries, the way we've tweaked them to be more unique. They really respond very, very well. I mean, I'll give you one example. Rhine cruise to Switzerland. That is a very, very popular itinerary. Our competitors sail from Amsterdam to Basel in 7 nights. Um, when they do that, they will arrive in Basel on the morning of the 8th day, get on a bus and go to the airport. They won't actually see Switzerland unless they take a post tour.
Hmm.
The canal between Amsterdam and Cologne, which is the first port of call, is industrial. There's nothing to see. It's a day and a half of an industrial canal. So we made the decision to start the cruise in Cologne. So you get 2 nights in Basel. You actually get to see Switzerland with a full day included tour where you actually get to see the Alps. That's just one way we tweak our itineraries to give clients a more immersive experience. What was your other question? Sorry.
Just like what do you think they're most interested in? So yeah, if you think that they're going for the Swiss cruise, for example, or what do you see them often picking as their choice?
Well, it's a question of going to the countries with the ease of packing and unpacking only once. Certain rivers are more popular than others. The Blue Danube is always very, very popular because it's the iconic river. Everybody's heard of the Blue Danube because it visits, major cities. We go round trip Budapest and we visit major cities like Vienna, where we overnight. Also, the river that's really, really popular right now is the Dora. And that's one of the lesser explored rivers. We have 3 boats on the Douro. Douro boats are smaller because it's a much narrower river. So the largest there is 120 passengers. So that's very, very popular. So basically, it's I would say the Rhine, the Rhone, Danube, and the Douro are very popular, but they're all popular. I mean,
Yeah.
the beauty of Europe is you can't go anywhere far without coming across a winery or a castle
Yeah. Yeah.
or a cathedral.
It's a beautiful place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
History. I mean, it's
yeah,
history.
yeah, there's lots of rich history in Europe. So I think
Well,
that,
it's wonderful. You do a trip like down in Provence and you go and you can see the Bayeux Tapestry dating back to Battle of Hastings, 1066. I mean, that's history.
yeah, yeah, that's amazing. So, in terms of the future outlook for river cruising, I mean, you said already you see it becoming more and more popular. Where do you see it heading next?
Well, I mean, there are companies are expanding. Like I said before, Royal Caribbean's putting ships now on the rivers. That won't happen until 2027. For Riviera, we will, I'm sure, be expanding outside of Europe, somewhere more exotic than Europe, although Europe is very, very exotic in of itself.
Hmm.
We are in a major expansion mode. So we've got 13 ships right now. We're going to get another one every year. Our ships are one of the youngest fleet of ships in Europe, and I'm sure we're going to be expanding beyond just Europe, if you can say just Europe.
I see.
50 different European itineraries. We've got something for everybody.
That's amazing. Yeah, lots of variety. In the broader travel trends, I want to go a little more broad with this question. Whether it's solo travel, sustainability, or changing guest demographics, do you think that will shape river cruising in the next decade?
Well, solo travel is expanding, as I said, it's grown 40% over the past 3 years. And it's interesting because it appeals to people who are not just single. We get a lot of people that have spouses or partners or what have you. But let's just say a group of girls or ladies, they want to go on a trip. Their husbands don't want to go, but they want to go together. When you're more mature, you don't want to share personal space.
Yeah.
So you want your own cabin and you don't want to have to spend 100% single supplement because that's what single supplements go up to. So that's why it's so appealing to with Riviera that we've got these entire departures with no single supplement. And the game changer is an entire ship year round. So it's not just selected departures year round. And I honestly see that trend growing. The American population is growing in terms of how many singles there are.
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal, I think, reported that 65% of people over the age of 60 are single either by design or circumstance. And I think that's becoming more prevalent, that
Yeah.
people don't necessarily have to get married, but they want
Right.
to travel with friends, but they don't necessarily want to share a cabin.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's just going to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, I think so too. And you already see, I mean, I've been on trips by myself. I've seen some of my friends doing the same, and I think it definitely is growing. So very cool stuff. Yeah, I think I just wanted to ask you maybe one more question, unless you had anything else to add. But what I usually ask people at the ends of these podcasts is what are they most excited about in life? It could be in business, um, anything.
Truthfully, seeing the last year how our corporate headquarters have embraced North America with opening a headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, hiring many, many staff, customer service, reservations, inside salespeople, outside salespeople, really putting their money and efforts behind North America. And I can just see us going from strength to strength to strength. So watch out, Viking.
Yeah, you guys, it sounds like you guys are pushing
That, I mean,
ahead.
how could you not be excited when you look at where we were 2 years ago and now where we are? It's just so gratifying.
Yeah. So you definitely love what you do. Sounds
Yes,
good. It's
I
amazing.
do.
That's awesome. Do you have anything else to add for us?
No, only that I would like our travel partners to trust us with their valued clients
Hmm.
because they will come home happy. We can prove that they'll come home happy. We have a trust pilot score of 4.6. Nobody beats that. And we also have something that nobody else has, and that's a happiness guaranteed. That if your clients are absolutely happy by day 2, we will make arrangements to bring them home and give them a full refund, and we've never had to do that.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty amazing
Yeah,
guarantee.
wow.
That's awesome. And where can they find you? Where can everybody listening find you?
We can go to our website, www.rivieratravel.com.
Amazing. And I'll put the links for everybody below. But it's been amazing having you today, Marilyn.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you, Stephen. It's been fun.
you. All right. We'll talk to you later.
You got it. Bye bye for now.
Bye.